Hi from Ellerslie. I'm Mel, and our hope for today comes from Psalm 5. Psalm 5 is the kind of prayer that I need to hear in times like this. In my Bible, I have written in a title for the psalm called Whining Well. Whining Well. Listen to my words, O Lord. Consider my lament. Every once in a while, I will come home, and it's very evident that LaDonna has reached a limit in some way, and she says to me, "Can you allow me to just vent for a little while?" Sometimes she even says, "Can I whine a little?" It's a signal she doesn't expect me to fix it. She doesn't want me to give her some great advice on how to deal with it. She simply wants me to listen. And often in the course of her monologue, she says, "Never mind, I just figured it out. Thanks for listening." Truth be told, she could say the same thing about me, except for one thing. I don't usually ask permission or tell her I'm about to whine. You see, we all know how to whine. But do we know how to whine well? In one sense, that's what the psalmist is doing in this psalm, teaching us from this psalm how to whine well. It's called, as many of the psalms are, a lament. Pouring out our issues before God. Sometimes it's our issues with God that we're pouring out to God. But here's the deal. He's pouring them out at the right place, to God. And although there's some venting involved, he's actually doing more than venting. Verse 2, "Hear my cry for help, my King and my God. For to you I pray. In the morning, Lord, you will hear my voice. In the morning I lay my requests before you and wait expectantly." But what is it that he needs help with? Verse 4, "For you are not a God who is pleased with wickedness. With you, evil people are not welcome. The arrogant cannot stand in your presence." What he really needs help with is it seems that those who give themselves to following God always get beat out, get beat up. They get the short end of the stick. But even as he talks it out with God, he realizes the answer. Listen to how he sees it. "The arrogant cannot stand in your presence. You hate all who do wrong. You destroy those who tell lies. The bloodthirsty and deceitful you, Lord, detest. But I, by your great love, can come into your house. In reverence, I bow down toward your holy temple." There's no indication in this psalm that God changes his situation. The only thing that changes is David's perspective. Even in this situation, he says, "I get to come to you. You allow me into your presence, the presence of love." In Psalm 63, he says, "Your love is better than life, than anything life has to offer." And with that perspective, his request of God changes. It's not so much change my situation, it's, "Lord, help me to keep my desires right and my goals clear." Verse 8, "Lead me, Lord, in your righteousness because of my enemies. Make your way straight before me." Make your way straight before me. God understands our need to whine, and God invites us to bring our whining to him and to do it well. To change from just whining to lamenting. Whining in a way that we figure it out in our mind as we're talking, a deeper perspective, a broader perspective. What's fascinating in light of how the psalm begins is how it ends. Verse 12, "Surely, Lord, you bless the righteous. You surround them with your favor as with a shield." Has his situation changed? Not that we know of. But his head has changed. In his venting, he has figured it out. So, there are 4 steps to whining well, to lament. Number 1, bring your complaint before God. Number 2, boldly ask God for help. And help, remember, means being open to getting his help in and through the situation, not just getting you out of the situation. Number 3, choose to trust God for who he must be if he is God, whether we see it right now or not. And number 4, move to trusting kind of praise. Okay, some of us need to pause right now, get out a pen and paper or your smartphone, and write those steps down. Number 1, dump on God. Number 2, ask boldly from God for help. Number 3, choose to trust God. And then number 4, move to praising God for who He must be, whether we see or feel it right now or not. Are you whining well?